Hi everyone, welcome to my personal vlog about me and my life. I'd like to say some thank yous to, if I'm saying your name wrong, please forgive me, Sayan. I would like to say thank you, I have little notes here, so just bear with me. Thank you for saying it takes guts to post what I did. They're all over the place. Look, they're like everywhere. So I have to try and read between the lines. Give me a moment. Thank you for saying it takes guts. 'Cause believe me, it was hard to click to post the video. Especially for everybody to hear. Thank you for all your words and sharing some of your story with me. I'd like to say also, it took me a long time as well to speak up about it. It's a very hard thing to do. It's something that it bothers me, and I know I have my psychiatrist to talk to, but sometimes I don't have an appointment for when I really need to say something. To Goldie Rocks, I would love a big hug from you. Thank you for your kind words. I really would love a hug from you. And Garrett, I remember you very well and the stories we shared together. And I think you kind of gave me the strength to be able to finally do something to talk about it, to try to express myself, because it's not easy to express yourself when your mind is constantly rolling. Like, you can't just stay put on one thing, even when you're trying to draw, or even when you're trying to think of something. Everything just pops in your mind, and you just can't focus on one thing. Well, I know I can't. I can be drawing and it looks like I'm really intent on it, but everything else is just passing through my mind. About feeling, I feel insecure with myself. I feel overwhelmed constantly. It's something that just one little thing said can end up being like huge, like you can't even wrap your arms around it. My handy dandy cigarettes and my coffee. But I have some, I'll get more into the personal stuff in a minute. I have some good news. Well, it came out as bad news, happy news, bad news, and amazing news after. I ended up getting this Facebook message from somebody I knew. I don't know her 100%. I just know her like an acquaintance, you know, like, hi, how are you? Good, you? How are things? Good, you know? So she started telling me that she misses her friend and so on and so forth, and it's understandable because she moved away. And then she asked me if she can have my phone number to talk with me. I didn't think anything of it. Yeah, sure. I gave her my phone number. She called me, and she ended up saying to me, I'm pregnant. And the first thing I asked her, is it Mike's, which is my ex, because, well, they know each other, and she says, no, it's your son's. I was really shocked and excited at the same time. I'm gonna be a grandma. I was really, really excited about it, you know? So she ended up coming over, and she showed me a picture and of the ultrasound. It was about this big, and It was beautiful. I was crying and everything, but I was told by her that my ex didn't want me to have anything to do with the baby, his wife, and my son. And she took it into her own hands to come and tell me that I should be part of the baby's life, me and my husband. So we were happy about that. She ended up posting on Facebook that she was pregnant and put the pregnancy test up, but said that my son was a coward and ran away. I haven't seen my son, as I said to you all, I hadn't seen my son since Thanksgiving last year. So a day went by, we went to woodwork, I finished my spice rack and that, but I had to leave it there to let it dry. And when I got home, I had a bunch of messages. So I was checking the messages because my ex had called me in the morning and was telling me, so I heard you had a visitor. And I was like, well, that's none of your business who I have in my house. And he started saying, yes, it is my business. I said, well, it should be my business to know that I have a grandchild coming too. And I was really upset, you know, that nobody wanted me to know, because I believe I should have had the right to know, shouldn't I? It is my son's child, but I would respect my son's decision also if he didn't want me to be a part of that child's life. So, Penelope, her name is Penelope, she left a message saying that she doesn't want to have arguing in the families, that maybe she shouldn't have came to see me, and that she doesn't want this side fighting with this side and this side fighting with that side. And so I was a little devastated, especially when she turned around and said that she'd get an abortion. I let it go. I had trouble sleeping that night. Wednesday, she calls me back, apologizing, saying that she's sorry for what she said and everything, and I believed her, and she came over and we were talking. I fed her some lunch. I fed her daughter some lunch. I made iced tea and her coffee, and we sat down, we talked and this and that, but things just felt a little uneasy, like something's not right. I don't know if it's mother's intuition or something, but it just felt like something's wrong, you know? I'm sorry, this happened Wednesday morning. She had called Wednesday when I got back from artwork. I had all these messages. Tuesday we were at woodwork, so we didn't receive no calls until the PM. It's complicated. I'm trying to get this straight. Okay. Monday she came over, told me she was pregnant. I was so happy. I was excited. Tuesday we went to woodwork, and I only spoke with her in the evening on the telephone, and I had Tina and Dylan here. Tina and Dylan are my daughter, my daughter and my son, my adopted son. So, on Monday, Penelope told me, Monday the 12th of August, she told me she was pregnant and that she was 8 weeks. And Tuesday, when Penelope had called, I also had Dylan and Tina here. And I said, I'm sorry, I forget how many weeks you said you were, and she told me 4 weeks. So I was kind of questioning everything, like, okay, she told me 8 weeks, then 4 weeks. And so I looked at the picture of the ultrasound, and it was the 26th or 28th of August. Wait, we're in September? Yeah, August. The 28th or the 26th. Couldn't make it out because it was like cut off right at the last number. And I was showing Tina, I said, that doesn't make sense, because if she had sex with my son on the 27th, the 28th would be a Sunday? I'm not sure. But that would be on a weekend, and the 26th would have been a Friday. So she got the ultrasound before my son had sex with her, and she's claiming that it's my son's kid. So Wednesday, finally get to Wednesday, she was angry at me because I had a disagreement with my son's father, Mike. And, well, I had every reason to, because he was like, well, I don't want to have you to have anything to do with the child, and and neither his wife either, and so on and so forth, and my son. And so I was already, I was so happy, but I was confused at the same time about what's going on. So I'm talking with Penelope. Her daughter was very pleasant. She's, I don't know exactly how old, I think 12 or 13. And she was playing on the computer and that, you know, because we have a computer, she can play some games and that. So I was trying to figure, in my head, she's talking to me, and I'm trying to figure out how everything is trying to make sense into what is going on. And then my phone rang. It was my son. I answered the phone. Hey, bum, how are you? If you're going to jump on the bandwagon with everybody else and believe what she's saying and this and that, and I was like, Matthew, please listen to me. I'm on your side. I need to hear your side of the story. So my son explained me his side, and everything just fell into place. It all made sense. And after I had about a 45-minute conversation with my son, after almost a year, I felt good. I came in the living room, I sat down, and Penelope just, she asks, did he talk about me? Not really. Did he ask about the baby? Yeah, he did. And what did he say? He'd like me to go to the appointment with you for the, where you put the needle in the belly. And she says, nobody's going with me. If he wants to come, he has to come himself. My son works like 7 days a week. And, you know, yes, he would go, but he doesn't believe it's his. He doesn't know it's his. That's, he says he's not denying it, and he's not saying that it, he's not denying it, and he's not saying that it isn't. It is or it isn't. Okay. So I turn around, and I was just about to say something else, and she looks over at my husband, who was sitting with her, talking with her, while I was in the room talking on the phone with my son. Faith? Fuck your faith. My face just looked at her. I put my 2 hands down on the table, and I said, I'd like you to leave now, please. She was trying to be a little, you know, but she got up. She left with her daughter, but before she left, her daughter asked me some questions about where we got our Breaking Dawn poster, the first part, and I said my husband bought it for me. We told her where it was bought, which was Walmart, and I tried to be as pleasant as I could, but I wanted her to get the hell out of my house, especially for talking to my husband the way she did, because my husband and his faith is strong. And to hear her say that, oh, it broke my heart. You should have seen his face.